Hi, and welcome back to the channel. We are continuing Avatar: The Last Airbender. This is Book 3, Chapter 3, titled The Painted Lady. And so far, I think this is a really good start to this season, or this book. The first episode was quite heavy, with a lot of, catching up with what happened at the end of the last book. And then Chapter 2, way more levity there, and we got to see, sort of how, some aspects of the Fire Nation, how they function in their school system in particular. And then, yeah, Aang, he taught some of those kids how to dance and have fun and be themselves. And yeah, I thought that was a real nice one as well. So yeah, high expectations, but that's just a general thing for this show by now, which is it's so good, so can't help but have some very high expectations. But they meet them most of the time anyway. Are you ready to jump into this one? Yep, alright, let's do it. And you can, of course, always check out our full-length reactions where you can match up your own copy of the episode with our video. We also have early reactions, especially for Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's all over on Patreon. The link is down in the description below.
Breathe.
Yes, and here we go. Sorry. So that was certainly more of a standalone episode, or a chapter, if you will.
Yeah.
But it's still, of course, a part of the overall plot, and they are still, following that very tight schedule that Sokka made, because they do have to get to the Fire Nation, and then they can, join up with the others, and the eclipse only lasts for
8 minutes.
8 minutes. Yeah, shit. So they have to defeat the Fire Nation in 8 minutes once it happens. Fuck, that's yeah, it is a tight schedule, definitely, but they still found time to help out this village, or Katara very much made it so that they had to find time to help out this village, because she started acting that, or dressing up as the Painted Lady. And yeah, Katara-centric episode, but I really enjoyed it. And they also addressed some of those things that are very applicable to real life. Very relevant, just stuff with the pollution, of course, and helping out people, and how should you do it, when should you do it, should you do it even, if you're already pressed for time, or you're trying to save the world, should you take the time to help out everyone along the way. And if you ask Katara, then that's a definite yes, you should.
Yes.
Help out wherever you can. Sorry.
Yeah, and I'm totally in Katara's boat here, because I do believe that you need to always take your time to help people, no matter where they're from, who they are. Always be the better person. Always try to help out where you can, who you can, as much as possible.
Even if it's a weirdo like duck / shoe / whatever.
Bushi.
Bushi.
Yes.
Yeah, interesting guy. Crazy, but
Sure.
he did help them, at least. Yeah. And they helped him in the village, and everybody. And I was afraid that they were just going to shun them when they found out. They started to get mad at Katara for dressing up as the Painted Lady, but then Sokka stepped in and explained it, and Katara took over and explained herself, because she can't definitely explain it herself.
Yeah. But it also showed a bit of growth from even Sokka's side, that he started out by saying, we don't have time for this, and even almost like putting her in or giving her an ultimatum.
Yes.
And then, well, when she said that she would never turn her back on people that needed her, he said, yeah, well, I'm the same way. You need me, and I won't turn my back on you. And when she was being confronted by those townspeople, he even, stood by her and said, well, you should be thanking her. She's... Yeah, you didn't...
Yeah, without her help, the factory would still be there, the army, the soldiers and everything, you would still have all of this to contend with. Now you can focus on cleaning up the river, as Toph suggested brilliantly.
And they helped with that as well.
Yeah, they did. So now they have been spending some time here, so they probably have to catch up on some stuff, and it's going to make it harder for them going forward. But even though helping people and spending a lot of time and energy on that, it might be hard, but you should still do it. Like, you should still help people wherever you can, whenever you can. But I also get Sokka's side of things, because they are trying to do like the ultimate thing by defeating the Fire Nation, and he is right with saying that, okay, if we defeat the Fire Nation and the Fire Lord, then we also help these people. So we need to focus on our main goal. So it is a balancing act.
Of course it is, but the way I see it is the gang is definitely leaving a trail of good deeds and positive energy and like a willingness to change and willingness to help and
changing the world like a little bit at a time.
And that's the way I also do believe that you change the world for the better, that you lead by example and you like it's not about the big battle between good and evil, because then you can just easily see yourself become the villain. And instead of, they're leaving a trail of good deeds all around the Fire Nation. And once they if they defeat the Fire Lord, then the people will perhaps recognize them. And when they're getting known all around the world, and the people in the Fire Nation will recognize them as these good people that did good for them, and they will be more open-minded towards them actually either leading the country or being more open towards the liberating.
They even address some of that in the last episode, whereas we can't just win this whole thing by just defeating the Fire Nation and the Fire Lord. Like, we have to change the people, change their minds, especially within the Fire Nation, but also people around it, and just this notion of helping wherever, whenever you can, and just do good on your way to whatever it is you're doing in your life. If it is something as big as what they're doing, or if you're just going about your day, I think that is just a very good life lesson overall, as we see so many of these great life lessons in the series. And the notion of just be a good person wherever you go, try to help out, and
don't be biased by who these people are, because they are just a poor town in need. They are not evil firebenders or something like that. They're just people, just human beings like you and me, and they need help. And they were very welcoming towards them, even though you could see that it was sick and poor and hungry people all over, right?
And they helped them, did a lot for them, but they also helped them to help themselves in the end. All around good stuff, very, very good stuff, and some a lot of levity in this one as well, I always enjoy that. And it was interesting that the painted lady then turned out like it was a real spirit, and she thanked Katara.
Yes.
Because not even the spirits can do everything. They also need help.
It was, once again, it was a very good gesture and a good deed, and even the spirit coming to thank her, because it felt a bit like the spirit was connected to the water, and because of the pollution, she might have not been she might have been too connected to the water and not been able to really show up, perhaps. And because when they cleaned the water, she suddenly came to her and said, "Thank you." Yeah,
she could return. Like, even the pollution had even affected the spirit. So
exactly.
Needed some real help there.
Yeah, and that's how everything fits together. Like, we already know this unity feeling. Like, we learned that from the Guru, that everything is like one.
Everything is connected.
And the same with the spirit world and the material world. That we have this they are also connected and bound to each other.
Yes.
In one unity.
Exactly. And just quickly, speaking of spirits, Aang's focus on attractive spirits, that was a little bit weird. But other than that, it was just a really good episode, and it's still like a great start to this season.
Of course, and I just wanted to elaborate on that, because if you think about what Aang met in the spirit world, it was like animals and that horrible thing with the many faces, and
even that monkey thing that just wanted him gone.
Exactly.
But it's also been spent like he knows the moon spirit,
of course,
which is it's
But she's like proof that spirits can be attractive, right?
Yeah, definitely. And it was just also a way, like, for the show to tell us that, okay, Aang knows that something is up, and I was glad that Katara wasn't able to just, just talk in a different voice and hide her, like, that top half of her face a little bit, and then Aang would be like, oh, okay. And he would just buy it there, because no, of course not. Even like as soon as we saw her face and the blue eyes, like, we were like, wait, is that Katara?
Yeah. At first, I was like, is that her mother, or is it's someone from her family? And that was what I was trying to say. Is like, is it someone who is related to her?
Oh,
I couldn't find the word related, so I was just
eyes,
maybe it's Katara, maybe not.
Yeah. Sometimes the English will fail us. Because it is still just a second language, as I'm sure you all know.
Just a second.
Yeah, but anyways, I think that's gonna do it for this reaction review of Avatar: The Last Airbender, Book 3, Chapter 3, The Painted Lady. Thank you all so much for watching as always, and we will see you very soon. Bye!
Bye!